Betelgeuse is a name that everyone in the world of astronomy knows. It's one of the most mysterious and fascinating stars in the night sky. Betelgeuse is located in the Orion constellation and has been a source of fascination for scientists and stargazers alike for centuries. Betelgeuse is more than just a bright star. Its size, age, and erratic behavior suggest it may be on the verge of one of the universe's most cataclysmic events, a supernova explosion. But what makes this star so special? What clues are we gathering that hint at its impending demise? And what would a supernova in our cosmic neighborhood mean for us here on Earth? Let's dive into Betelgeuse's story, exploring its origins, its unpredictable nature, and why scientists like Brian Cox and others are keeping such a close watch on its every move. Betelgeuse is a red supergiant star. These stars form when a star with a mass several times that of our Sun begins to run out of nuclear fuel. Once this happens, the star gets really big. Just to give you an idea of how big it is, if Betelgeuse were in the middle of our solar system, where the Sun is now, its outer edges would go beyond the orbit of Jupiter. This means that Betelgeuse is over 1,000 times larger than our Sun, and its brightness varies quite a bit as it pulsates in and out. Betelgeuse is huge, but its surface temperature is much cooler than the Sun's. This cooler temperature gives it its distinctive red hue, which marks it as a dying star in the last stages of its life cycle. Most red supergiants eventually explode in a dramatic supernova, and Betelgeuse is no exception. Astronomers predict that when this happens, the explosion will be visible from Earth, even during the day, and could rival the brightness of a full moon for a brief period. But why does Betelgeuse fluctuate in brightness? And what is it about its recent dimming episodes that has got so many scientists worried? Towards the end of 2019, astronomers started to notice something a bit odd. Betelgeuse, which is usually one of the brightest stars in the night sky, started to dim significantly. By early 2020, it had lost more than 2/3 of its usual brightness, which led to speculation that the star might be about to explode. This event, now known as the Great Dimming, was without precedent. Betelgeuse is a variable star, which means its brightness naturally changes over time, but never to such a dramatic extent. Scientists rushed to find an explanation. Some thought that Betelgeuse was nearing the end of its life and that a supernova was likely to happen soon. Some thought that huge clouds of dust thrown up from the star's surface were just temporarily blocking our view of it. Further observations, especially those made by the Hubble Space Telescope and later by the James Webb Space Telescope, showed that the Great Dimming was probably caused by a huge mass ejection from the surface. In a nutshell, Betelgeuse had blown off a large portion of its outer layers, creating a cloud of dust that temporarily blocked the light coming from the star. This event gave us some important insights into how red supergiants behave in their final stages. It also showed us just how unpredictable stars like Betelgeuse can be. The surface mass ejection was one of the largest ever recorded, suggesting that Betelgeuse is nearing the end of its life, though exactly when it will explode remains a mystery. Supernovae are some of the most violent and energetic events in the universe. When a massive star like Betelgeuse runs out of fuel, it can no longer hold itself together against the force of gravity. The star's core collapses, and the outer layers are blasted into space in a massive explosion. For a short time, the star can outshine an entire galaxy before fading into obscurity as a neutron star or black hole. If Betelgeuse were to explode, it would be a spectacular event. It's located about 642 light-years from Earth, which is relatively close in astronomical terms, but still far enough away that the supernova wouldn't pose any direct danger to us. Instead, we'd get to enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime cosmic fireworks display. For weeks, the explosion would be visible during the day, and at night it would be brighter than anything else in the sky, except for the moon. However, Betelgeuse's supernova will also provide valuable scientific data. It would be the closest supernova to Earth since Johannes Kepler observed a supernova in 1604. This would allow astronomers to study the mechanics of a supernova in unprecedented detail, giving us new insights into the life cycles of stars and the processes that drive these massive explosions. One of the biggest questions about Betelgeuse is when it will explode. Even though Betelgeuse has been going through a period of great dimming and other signs of instability, most scientists believe that it is unlikely to go supernova anytime soon. In cosmic terms, soon could still mean tens of thousands of years. It's really difficult to predict exactly when a supernova will happen. We know the general sequence of events that occur as a star like Betelgeuse nears the end of its life, but the specific details of what happens leading up to the final explosion are still unclear. Betelgeuse's brightness, size, and age all point to it being nearing the end of its life, but nobody knows whether that end will come tomorrow or in 100,000 years. If Betelgeuse goes supernova, it'll be a major event for scientists and for everyone on Earth. It'll be as bright as the moon, and the spectacle will last for several weeks, followed by a gradual fading over several months. Once the initial explosion subsides, Betelgeuse will either become a neutron star or collapse further into a black hole, depending on how much mass it has left. Over the past few decades, we've seen a huge leap in our ability to observe and monitor distant stars, thanks to advanced telescopes like the Hubble Space Telescope and the more recent James Webb Space Telescope. These instruments let astronomers collect detailed data about Betelgeuse's surface and its surrounding environment, giving us an unprecedented view of the star's final days. The James Webb Space Telescope, which was launched in 2021, is particularly well-suited for observing Betelgeuse. Its ability to capture infrared light means it can see through the dust clouds that obscure the star, giving us a clearer picture of what's going on beneath the surface. This data has helped scientists piece together what happened to cause the Great Dimming and understand more about the internal processes driving Betelgeuse's erratic behavior. Telescopes like these are really important for helping us to understand more about how stars are born and die. Betelgeuse is one of the stars that we keep a close eye on, and every new piece of data helps us to understand more about how stars live and die. With each new discovery, we get closer to understanding when Betelgeuse will explode. The imminent supernova of Betelgeuse is not only a chance to see a rare cosmic event, it is also an opportunity to study the processes that shape the universe. When a massive star like Betelgeuse explodes, it releases a huge amount of energy and heavy elements into space. These elements, including carbon, oxygen, and iron, are vital for the formation of new stars, planets, and even life itself. In a way, Betelgeuse's death will help seed the galaxy with the raw materials needed for new stars and planetary systems to form. This cycle of birth, death, and rebirth is a fundamental part of how the universe evolves, and supernovae play a crucial role in driving it forward. What's more, Betelgeuse is close enough to Earth for us to study it in detail. Most supernovae occur in distant galaxies, which we can't observe in much detail. But when Betelgeuse goes supernova, we'll get a front-row seat to one of the most important processes in the cosmos. As we keep an eye on Betelgeuse, scientists are learning more about how massive stars behave as they approach the end of their lives. The Great Dimming was just one example of how red supergiants can be complex and unpredictable. Although Betelgeuse is unlikely to explode anytime soon, the data we're gathering now will be really useful for understanding similar stars in other parts of the universe. Betelgeuse is still a fascinating object of study in the meantime. Its pulsations, surface ejections, and brightness fluctuations give astronomers lots of useful information, helping them to improve their models of stellar evolution. As technology advances, we're bound to learn more in the years to come. Betelgeuse is more than just a star. It's a reminder of how dynamic and ever-changing the universe is. It's like a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode, but also a symbol of the cycles that govern the cosmos. Stars are born, live out their lives, and then die. But their deaths give rise to new life, new planets, and new stars. When Betelgeuse finally explodes, it will mark the end of an era, but also the beginning of something new. And when that day comes, humanity will be watching, ready to witness one of the universe's most awe-inspiring events.